there is a complete and utter shift that you've taken place. And I want to start by saying this. You've begun to meet people how they treat you. And I'm not saying that in a negative or toxic sense. You know how people say, treat people how you want to be treated? Well, the download that I'm getting, and you know me, I always pivot, and we're going to get into that as well. So buckle up and grab a cup of coffee. I am grabbing a coffee right now. Hold on. You know how they say, treat people how you want to be treated? They're wrong. Treat people how they treat you. And you will either get the best version of them, or you will get no version at all. And I'm saying this briefly to summarize the fact that you've completely shifted into an instinct-based existence, where the programming and the philosophies and these things that used to come in the way of you being able to authentically express your childhood self, whether that be your actual innate sexuality, your creativity, these like elements of yourself that were so easy to maneuver in the past. And over time, you lost them because you were trying to embody other people's desires for life, other people's philosophies, basically. There is a sudden drop-off that has happened, a sudden drop-off. And I've been sort of taunting the idea of a separation, a spiritual separation, and how there's a deeper awakening taking place with you, and the people that are awakening beside you, some of them close members of your family or friends, could be experiencing a fourth generation or a different generation of awakening that you've already been through. So this is why I'm saying you are ahead of your time in so many ways. And there is this secret weapon that I've mentioned before, but I'm going to mention again, that's been embedded in the chosen. This is what makes you intangible in so many realities, is the fact that you can pivot. You can change your mind and change it again and change it back. And this is not something, this elasticity is not something that's common. It's something that you're going to start giving yourself credit for as time goes on. You're not identified with the ego. And a lot of the people that are approaching you now, going back to the first quote, we can't both be fixers. So a lot of opportunities in the past may have come and went because you are still embodying these learned behaviors of how you should be. You had put your instinct in the back seat. That's over. Those days are gone. They're gone. It's not happening, it is coming, it's gone. October is, you're going to start seeing the fruits in October. But if you're getting this message especially, and if you're getting this message even it's not October, it's the right time for you. It doesn't matter. What I'm hearing is this. There's almost a step back that people are going to take. People that you've been with, people that are coming into your life, a step back and a reprogramming that they experience. You might be telling them something when you talk, if they ask your opinion on some kind of topic. But what they hear is your higher self. No matter what you say, you cannot lie to them. No matter what you say, what you hear, what they will hear will be the spiritual messages, the spiritual download that you are giving them, whether consciously or unconsciously. And for a lot of you might resist it. You might be like, I'm not trying to program you. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to push my ideologies on you, but your essence has become greater. You've embodied more and more of your authentic self to the point where your influence has become greater. So you have more of an absorbing energy. So where in the past you were trying to sort of maintain, as Priscilla likes to say, homeostasis, you were trying to maintain some type of congruence with people, some type of common ground. Now it seems like you're the common ground. Your energy is absorbing them. It's not you're influencing them on purpose or they're influencing you. It's that you're living so much in your truth, they can't help but hear it. They can't help but feel it. And they can't help but almost come to you from an instinct, a spiritual level, to get your okay, to get your no's. It's funny because this is what I'm hearing. In many ways, the weaknesses of society, I didn't understand this message as I came across it, are the weaknesses of society is coming off of you. I was like, what? By that, it means society's shortcomings, the closer they are to you, the harder it is for them to move past it. The harder it is for them to not see their shortcoming. And in many ways, you might end up getting villainized, but not in the way that you've experienced in the past, because you're not coming from a state of trying to balance your relationships or your connections by being the fixer. So a lot of connections or a lot of people, especially what I'm hearing is friendships, are coming into your vicinity in this new chapter that take on the role of a quote-unquote fixer. And it's not in a toxic sense. And you're going to be able to maintain it because you have, in many ways, mastered not only detachment, but the art of also maintaining your own sanity, your own vortex, by, in many ways, not treating people how they treat you, because that's often draining. That means you are pouring yourself out expecting to receive something, but by treating them the way they treat you. There's a video online that I saw of a woman training a cougar that she adopted into her home. So every time the cougar would slap her, she would slap the cougar back. And it was playful. And the cougar would slap her again and she would slap him again. And it would like slap her and then slap. She slaps him again. And it would start hesitating. And it would slap her again and she would tap it again and lean for a kiss. Every time she would lean for a kiss after she slapped it. And eventually the cougar gets it and stops slapping her and leans for a kiss and receives that kiss. That message was so profound. A lot of people in the comment section were hating, why are you slapping the cat? But she wasn't. She was training the cat. So in many ways, the connections around you, it doesn't matter if it's these current connections that feel unsatisfying. They're going to grow more and more satisfying, or they're going to fall out. And the connections that are coming in already, these are going to be people that in many ways want to stand in a perspective of wanting, I looked up 3-3, wanting to be a fixer. Because there's this strong energy coming off of our collective right now that's almost like, I did mention it before, mixed with anger a little bit, but also mixed with a sense of like detachment and a sense of like overinvestment in self. Overinvestment in these non-tangible aspects or elements of your creation, you, that people want to almost prove their worthiness. They want to prove their stance in their life. Like I mentioned in the earlier one, them trying to confirm to you their decisions are correct, because your energy can't seem to lie to people no matter what you say. They seem to be downloading your highest self into them, being influenced by it in a deep way. So people are either going to want to prove that, like, I'm worthy, I'm going to prove to you that I'm not like the others. Energy like that is what I'm feeling coming in for October, or coming in at this time, whenever you receive this message. And it's not toxic, and you're not toxic, because you're not entertaining people that are evil. So the people that you're entertaining, they might be relationships that you have a lot of apathy towards, or they're lackluster, or they don't really quite understand you, but there is a click happening. There's this understanding of, oh, you don't have to pour into people. You can pour into yourself. You can preserve that water just for yourself. It's not selfish. And you can treat people, you can have compassion, but don't let your compassion be the weapon that's used against you. Because that has been the case for you, chosen ones. That's been the case. And this is that curse, that power that is being reconciled back into your highest good. And you're going to be able to wield this weapon in real time. I'm hearing that childhood instinct, that power that you came with is being activated at this time. Imagine how much more powerful you're going to be as a adult receiving this message, as the non-child version of you, but having the knowledge and the wisdom and that pure instinct of that child. Because this is why we meditate, right? There is a purity, a connection that we had with our mind, body, and spirit that was so all-pervasive when we came here that it took all these programmings to get us to kind of depart from our body, where we don't have certain sensations in our body anymore. This is why yoga is important. I really believe this. We lose certain connection with our body. This is where the youth resides. This is where all of these energies reside. And so that's why some people could be really old and they're just not mature at all. And some people can be really, really young and they are. Or the vice versa, some people can be very old and they seem so young. It's all energy. And I'm just hearing this very strong message of being able to wield who you really are in a tangible 3D sense.